Hi, Ben here with Amtex Equipment, proudly bringing you the all-new 2014 Dragon 3D, Dragon Direct Drive. This is one of the most beautiful and gorgeous design of dual fuel truck mount system we have ever been able to put out of our production line. This unit, as you know, the Dragon itself, the design of it was created and presented to the market in 2010. And she truly amazed the market with her capability of delivering high flow of water, pressure, suction, and of course, a volcanic heat production generated by the world famous 354,000 North Star heat on board. Now, as time goes by, we get a lot of feedback producing some of these Dragon and sending them on the field for service. We started getting a lot of requests and feedback from our customers that would be nice to have such a beautiful and high performance machine done in direct drive. After all, we did come up with a design of a slide plate recently for the operator to be able to do the exchange of the direct drive within minutes, even on the job site. Now, taking you inside of the unit, you'll be able to see the unique design of the direct drive that we have created for the Dragon. It is a size 10 JEM coupling which can handle up to 150 horsepower, up to even 3,600 RPM. But one of the beautiful and unique things that we have done is to have most of our pulleys that they operate let's say your pump out and your pressure pump, which they require a lot of torque and a lot of horsepower, to be driven and connected to the shaft of the engine. Now, by doing that, you're reducing the fatigue that might be applied to the coupling if you would have had everything driven off the shaft of the blower. So the only thing that really the blower is dealing with is a 16 amp generator, which she only requires 2 horses to operate. By doing this, you're allowing your coupling to last the longest. However, in case of replacement and renewal, we have equipped this machine with our famous design of the slide plate, which you can see 2 bolts, one on each corner, 7/16 bolt, using a 11/16 to loosen, and you do have another 2 on the right side of the engine. By having this a slide plate, you should be able to simply disengage the engine from the frame, and having this unit pull back having the engine pull back within minutes, replace the coupling, and also get on with your job. Now, another features that we came up with, which we have been introducing to the market, if we have pump out on the board, if we have a pump out system, and you do have a large bore like a 4.7, it is recommended for a higher suction to go with a much smaller tank compared to what the Dragon used to be designed in the beginning days. The tank that we used to have for the Dragon was 106 gallon, which we still can produce that upon the request from our customers. But by having a small tank, because you're dealing with less volume of air inside a tank compared to a 106 gallon tank, you should have much more ferocious type of suction, which capable you to do a beautiful dual action cleaning or a long distance of single action. Because after all, like I said, you do have a pump out on board, can evacuate the water as on demand. Now, if we go inside of the tank, there's a lot of safety features in this machine, which makes this machine so lovable and so faithful. Starting with the tank itself. If you look inside of the tank, there are 2 float switches. The upper float switch is if you're not using the pump out, and for whatever reason, water reaches the 90% capacity of the tank, it does send a signal to the engine to shut down. But if you notice, you do have a lower float switch at the bottom, and if you look closer, you'll be able to see it's about almost 10 inches away from the bottom of the tank. Why? Because the pump out system on this machine, it is clutch driven. In other words, if you're not using the pump out system, the clutch remains neutral. So in other words, you do have your outside pulley turning, but we're not pumping anything. Now, in order to activate the pump out system, you do have a blue toggle switch in the front. But the only way this baby can engage the clutch and get it active for us to start pumping water out, if there is enough water in tank, if you remember, about 10 inches to have the pump primed. So possibility of running the pump dry, pump out dry, and damaging is 0. Same thing about the pressure pump. The pressure pump itself, it is clutch driven. It is a combination of Hypro 2345B-P and Hypro 2359BPY, which would produce this unit of pump for our use of the Dragon. At the same time, your toggle switch in the front that activates the pump out system, it is dictated by pressure sensors right behind the panel, if you notice. That means if there is no water available, accidental turning the pressure pump and damaging it, it is impossible. So now, coming back to the front end of it, your pressure regulator, again, is very accessible position. Turning it clockwise, increase your pressure, which of course the right eye on the top shows you the pressure setup. And of course, if you go to the left, it is your vacuum 0 to -30. Right below the pressure regulator is your burner switch, very accessible to turn on and off. Your thermostat is right below it. To the right side of it is your everyday water inlet, accompanied right next to it with 2 pressure outlets, blower exhaust, and of course engine exhaust. And of course above here is your temperature gauge. Your engine controls are basically produced by the Kohler engine themselves. You do have your choke handle to the right. You have your throttle to the left. Ignition key, very accessible, and of course your tachometer. Now, we would love to do a video of this machine showing the baby in action. This unit, this order was placed by one of our repeat customers in Vegas, but due to the shortage of time, we might not be able to do it, but definitely we are getting a lot of requests and orders, just like the other Dragons, coming in for the Dragon 3D. But once we go into production, next couple of weeks or so, and producing more of this, I'll be more than happy to record a video, show the baby's power in action. I want to thank you for joining me today, showing you the all-new 2014 Dragon 3D, and I look forward to see you in near future videos. Thank you.